already has a lot in it. He boldly told them he could raise the dead because God had given him powers to bring the dead back to life. Today, however, this young Ghanaian preacher is pleading and hiding from the public after his so-called resurrection went wrong. Pastor Samuel Owusu went to the Zion Praise Morgue in the central part of Ghana and sought permission to bring some of the freshly dead back to life. Incidentally, a family that had recently brought in a deceased relative made a decision to try the pastor in the hope of getting the deceased back to life. He failed to bring the deceased back to life after several hours of prayers and caressing the dead. He pleaded for more time, but it was not to be, as the dead was returned to the morgue. Sensing danger and embarrassment, the pastor left and told the family that after 40 minutes, the deceased will come back to life. The pastor had fled in embarrassment. God certainly cannot be mocked. Today, Pastor Samuel Owusu is in hiding from the public.
Welcome to the moment of truth. You heard the story of Pastor Samuel Owusu, a Ghanaian pastor. But my take on that is quite different, considering Chris Oyakhilome that claimed that he raised how many dead? Considering Ogueli that claimed he raised the dead. Considering NHA that claimed that he raised the dead. I think, what was it called? Origbo and Osai too claimed that they raised the dead. So, would you now even have a respect for this one? At least he went there. He tried. But your pastor we just repackage themselves, repackage the lie without any evidence like this. At least we saw this one that he tried. He didn't make it up. Let's see your pastors now and let's judge it. Who would you have, how do I put it? At least, can we even give credit that this one that tried, than your pastor that lie everywhere? Stay tuned.
More than between in the last 1 year, we've had more than 50 people raised from the dead. More than 50 people raised from the dead within the last 1 year. More than 50 people. How do you explain such things? Both old and young. How do you explain them? In various countries, how can you explain?
You heard Chris Oyakhilome. Nobody believed him. It was on Arise News. It was everywhere. Everybody bashing him. He's asking us, how can you explain? We cannot explain because it is not true. It is not true. We want to see the evidence. Like this Pastor Samuel Owusu. We want to see those people. We want to know the hospitals, their names. We want more details. It's a lie. Now let's move on to David Obueli.
We've seen 13 people raised from the dead. Just this end of the year, 2 more people were added. And this after I traveled so much. End of last year. I traveled so much last year that the last program I did to end the year was a crusade. But by that time, I was already tired.
You just heard that one as well, David Obueli. Is the one that the traditionalist man called out, that sent people out of his church, his choir, out of his church for not tithing. So the service they were render in the church is not enough. They still have to tithe. And the woman doesn't have money to tithe. They do not have money. They just want to worship and use their skill to appreciate God. They send them out of the church. That's someone that told you that he raised 13 people plus another 2, making 15 people in a year. Oh. At least I've done a full video on all this one. You can go and watch it if you have the time. Let's now move on to Suleiman. That one now is making round because the Americans have picked that one up and they are showing it now on their platform. Let's hear what Suleiman is saying. This is how your pastors are disgracing themselves everywhere in the whole world. They've lost credibility. People are just mocking them. The disgrace is just too much. And I feel sorry for all of you that is still following them, because you are following empty calabash. They have to tell you all these lies that they have power. So you will believe them. You will start running after them. And it's a lie. Know God for yourself. That's what I'm preaching here. You can only find the true God on your knees, in your closet. Ask for the sure mercy of God to visit you. All these ones, they are liars. So anyone that is lying like this without conscience, just put them in the bin. They have nothing to offer you. Stay tuned and let's hear Suleiman.
To have a crusade in an Arab nation, and they refused to give us a stadium. They asked our organizers, the local organizing committee, they said, why is the crusade? They said, to help people. People will be healed. Miracles will happen. They laughed. They said they have the streets where they keep the blind, the deaf, and dumb. Go there first. We are in a generation that don't want games. Go there first. So the organizers called me, say, you are the one coming home. I said, but they said you should go there. I said, go there where? Are we the one doing the crusade? They said, I said to them, tell them I'll come, but I'll leave that same day. He said, yes, let them just take me to the place. And my boy said, what are you going to do? I said, they said they want them to see miracles. We landed the place, they came to the airport, picked me with camera. And they said I should bring my hands. They checked my hands, took off my wedding ring. And they took me to the streets. Papa, the kind of cripple my heart caught. If you watch my programs online, you see miracles everywhere. But that one, Papa, there was no spirit in me. I've seen people rise up from the wheelchair. I've seen the dead rise, but I've not seen people twisted. When I got there, my heart, I said, these are not cripples, these are condemned ayots. These are ayot condemned, ayot condemned, ayot condemned, ayot condemned. My heart caught. I said, Jesus. And the devil started talking to me. He said, you know that some of you are so grown, the devil doesn't talk to you. Yeah, the devil talks to some of us. Jesus, 40 days of fasting, Satan spoke to him. So Satan said, must you go everywhere? This region must be for someone else. Just turn back. But these are cameras. And I asked them, can I sing? They said, do anything you want to do. And I began to worship. Building up yourself. You know, there are 3 kinds, Archbishop, there are 3 kinds of tongues. There is Acts chapter 2, Papa. When you speak and people understand that you are speaking their language. Then there is the 1 Corinthians 12, the one that can be spoken in church and somebody can interpret. And there's 1 Corinthians 13, when you speak mysteries to God, nobody can interpret that one. Papa, that day I spoke all. I spoke in tongues, they were laughing. I spoke in tongues, they were laughing, looking at me. I said, Father, even if you don't do anything again, just do this one today, so I can live here. And the Lord said, what are you waiting for? Lay hands on them. I lay hands on the first man. He tumbled, he stood up, his hands were straight. I lay hands on the second one, I lay hands on the third one. While it was happening, they said stop. I wasn't stopping, I was enjoying it. I was just laying my hands, rise up, eyes be open. It was happening, and they pulled me apart. They said, when is your date for the program? Stadium free, publicity free, hotel free, escort cars free, protocol free. I might so much power.
You just heard that from Suleiman. No, it happened in Arab country, and he said there was a camera. So where is the video? Do you think if that was correct, if that actually happened, you will not see that video everywhere? is the only one that be telling you. And you also think that there are no crippled people, blind people in Auchi, even in his church. They are lying to you. And all this mentor. My father in the Lord, that's why they teach them. Let's hear from his own father in the Lord and his mentor now.
Some years ago, I went to Kenya, and there is an institution belonging to United Nations, and I just wanted to visit the place to see what's going on, because one of my children was working there. Of course, security there is very tight. My son drove to the gate, told the gatekeeper, I want to go in. And he said, fine, but who are those people in your car? Oh, my father in the Lord. You know the rules. You can't bring in strangers here. For some minutes they were arguing, forward and backward. Then the gatekeeper summoned the senior officers, etc., etc. Finally, somebody said, who is this your father anyway? And he said, Pastor Adeboye of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Yes. Why didn't you tell us that? The man who said, no, you can't go in, said, I will lead the way.
So you heard their mentor to crown it all. That's why all of them are liars. They have to sell themselves to you. They have to tell you with their own mouth how mighty they are, how powerful they are. They are telling us, but there's no fruit. There's no fruit, there's no evidence. And for some you still believe them. You still following them. You giving them your money, your head, your time, your talent, your everything. You obey them to the core. They tell you to disobey your parents, you will do exactly. They told you to throw your parents in the bin, you will do that as well. Bring your first fruit, belong to us, you will empty your purse. My people, it's about time. Wake up. They don't even know you. Majority of you, when you kpai, they will not even visit your parents. They will not even attend your funeral. That's the way it is. They are liars, I'm telling you, they have no power, They have no power, and they do not know God. So if you are going there because you achieve something, they will lead you to Christ. They have no Christ themselves. They have no salvation. And you cannot give what you do not have. You have to know God for yourself. Know God for yourself. Be obedient to the Almighty Father. Connect to the Almighty Father. He does not want a third party. All these men, they are fallen angels, and they are third party. And God does not want a third party. When he was with Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, everything was okay. Until third party came in, like all these your pastors. Adam and Eve lost the glory, They lost the glory, God does not want any third party. Go back to God if you have missed him. Go and find him on your knees in your closet. He's your father, and he will have mercy on you. Just ask for mercy. No salvation here, and I will see you on my next video. Bye for now.